Well, if I had one of those selfie sticks, I would sort of have this tablet about 3 or 4 feet away from me, aiming down the cliff face here. But you know, it's a bit risky. As you can see, there are no fences along this. That's not unusual. This property is, I guess, owned, maintained by the National Trust. Some of the coastline may be owned by English Heritage or private hands or government hands or whatever, but this is by the National Trust, and it's not unusual to see fences and such like by cliff edges. I mean, like in many places, I suppose, you know, you might have a fence that's, say, about 4 feet away from the cliff edge, and, you know, for reasonably obvious reasons. However, National Trust and others don't want to take away, if you like, from people's enjoyment of the views by having fences. But of course there is a disadvantage to that, a clear disadvantage, as you can see. And you know, I'm you can see where I'm standing here. I'm standing a few feet away. I could probably get 2, maybe 3 feet closer, and all would be good, especially if I was, say, lying down. There was, I think a few months ago, a Japanese girl that she was found at the base of, I don't know, somewhere along the coast, and so was her camera, and she'd been taking selfies, just got a little bit too close, and that was that. And especially when it's windy, you know, especially if you're a smaller, lighter person, you know, in some circumstances, I suppose you could actually get blown over. I mean, there's just nowhere to hang on to. Yeah, I mean, some things are worth the risk, aren't they? But this clearly isn't. He says as he... Okay, I'm out here. You see? And of course there is soil erosion, you know, and cliff erosion. You know, you've seen some of the white pieces of cliff lying at the base of the cliffs that have come down from the cliffs themselves. So, and I guess that sort of thing is perhaps just more likely after a heavy rain or what have you. But yeah, you can't really mess around with this kind of stuff. Over there, the Seven Sisters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe you have to use some imagination, perhaps. But anyway, that's what Seven Sisters is. There. Very nice too. You know, one day in the future, human beings might be able to sort of fly around a coast. And the other side of that lighthouse is where we were before, Beachy Head. So it's possible to walk along here. One doesn't have to take the bus or a car if you don't want to. It is possible to walk. I think this is part of a national trail. So one can do that if one wants to. Tomorrow one may not want to due to the fact that it's due to rain. But anyway, look at the coastline there. Look at that. You know, in a way it's kind of nice. In a way it's pointless for sunbathing, of course. I mean, you can see the little pieces of sand here and there. Presumably, if all those little kind of pebbles and shingles were removed out of the way, then you'd have a sandy beach. But then, of course, at some point in the future, there'd be shingles and pebbles on it again. But you can see, I mean, like you know, when it's a high tide, you can't really go swimming because of all these rocks down there. And say, presumably, not too sure how far the rocks go out. I mean, I don't know. But you get the idea, right? You get how this is. It's all very pleasant. There's the green and pleasant land. Not as lush as it has been, because and there she's finally made it to the top. Not as lush as the land has been. Probably needs a bit more rain, I would think. But heck, nothing is perfect. But this is a nice, this is even a day trip from London, certainly by car, and probably by train as well. If you get yourself down to Eastbourne, and then either take a cab or get on one of those. There is a hop-on, hop-off bus. And we met some people from Bromley, southeast London, and she was saying it's about an hour and a half from there to here. Which isn't a great deal, is it? She had her dogs with her. Must be great for dogs, all this space, I would think. Lovely jubbly. Now I have to go find her. Okay, bye gang.